Broadcasting from the basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Fall Jersey. Joe Archino back here, and it's one of those things where it's quite an interesting night in the NBA. Of course, the last day of the regular season, and certainly we're not normally in a scenario where the last day of the season has this much excitement behind it because everything is typically locked up. We have a clear picture of what's going to happen, but history is really there for the taking on both fronts, and both those fronts are, of course, the Golden State Warriors chasing their 73rd win of the season to have the best record in NBA history in the regular season, and then Kobe Bryant's final game of all time. And it's one of those scenarios where both games are at 10:30, and I think as a fan, you have to ask the question, which game gets more attention? And it has to be easy, I think, for most people. How do you not watch the Golden State Warriors' pursuit of their 73rd win of the season? Now, a lot of people have a lot of emotional investment tied into Kobe Bryant, but you have to look at it from the pure perspective of that's a meaningless game. Aside from Kobe Bryant, and yeah, it's his last game. Yes, he's had a tremendous career, and yes, it's the last time you probably will get to see him. But you've got to look at it in terms of what game is worth your attention. What game really is going to have a bigger significance? And that really all comes down to Golden State versus Memphis. If you're on the West Coast, they're both 10:30 games. And if you're going to stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning watching basketball, you're definitely much better served giving the Golden State Warriors your attention. Because, again, Kobe, you can't dismiss anything he's done throughout his career, but this is a game that just doesn't mean much. He's going to sail into the sunset. He's done a lot of great things, but in the NBA, your interests are better served giving the team more attention who deserves it. And right now, the Lakers just don't deserve your attention. They don't deserve your time. Kobe Bryant, yep, he's going to hang it up. This is the last time you'll get to see him. But if I have a choice of picking between Kobe Bryant's final game against the Utah Jazz that is meaningless or against the Golden State Warriors trying to break a record that we're not sure ever would be broken, I think it's a pretty easy call. And now we stay with the Warriors a little bit. Will it happen? Will they get the 73rd? I think we are all pretty adamant that it's going to happen. Memphis is going to do everything in their power to deny them that right, but it's one of those things that's just been building and building, and of course coming off their two road victories against Memphis just on Saturday and then on Sunday against San Antonio. They had 2 days to rest up. They're fired up. They're back at the Oracle Arena. I mean, you think Oracle Arena is loud? Wait till you hear it tonight with 73 wins on the line. They all want it. They've never shied away from the fact that they want the record, and I think it's well suited for this group because they've done it behind a word that we all treasure, and that word is unselfishness. This is really a group that is defined by that word, and that 73rd win will come with that word being the base of what they've done everything behind. They've done it because they have the type of players that you just don't find on every team in NBA rosters, and they're going to do something tonight that I'll forever remember, because 73 wins, you've got to ask, will that ever be eclipsed? And we saw Golden State had a chance to even exceed this record, because don't forget, closing out the season, they had losses to Minnesota and to Boston at home, and this is a team that had previously basically been invincible at home. They did not lose at home. They lost the one to Boston, and then just a few nights later, they lose in overtime to Minnesota at home. So Chicago had the 72-10. Golden State, for all intents and purposes, will get the 73-9. I don't think that ever will be eclipsed. I mean, maybe we see another teams that come close to the 69 marker, or maybe we will see Golden State with this current team get close in the high 60s again, but getting to that 70-win marker, you have to have that incredible run in you, like Golden State did to start the season, like that 95-96 Bulls team did. If you don't get that incredibly long run of consecutive wins in, it's so hard to get that record. And I think Golden State really had the perfect season in the fact that the pacing of it, they had started out with the 24-0, and that was the catalyst which launched what will now be the 73-9 season. And again, the base word for that run has been unselfishness. And I know the media will be split tonight between saying farewell to Kobe Bryant and then watching Golden State, but for me, it's really an easy choice. I mean, maybe you put it on and you watch a couple minutes of Kobe's final moments of the game, but if the Golden State game is tight, I just don't see it's worth it. I mean, you're going to see all the highlights with Kobe on SportsCenter tomorrow morning. The attention that is deserved is Golden State, because in the NBA, we follow greatness. It just happens. It's just not in the NBA. It's in all areas of sports. And Golden State is about to do something that is the literal epitomization of greatness. And right now, the Lakers just have shied so far away from that word. Their games are so meaningless that you ask the question, well, what am I watching for? Why am I going to pay attention to this game when it means nothing? And I think for Kobe Bryant, a player who's played in so many meaningful games, for this final game of his to really be meaningless, I think that's a sad way to end your career. And it's not all his fault. The Lakers teams go through phases like this where they're just in a void period where there's not a lot of answers, and there's not a lot of answers on the horizon, and the Lakers are really in that current position, but Golden State is not, and that is why, to me, Golden State deserves all the attention tonight. It's really fun if you're a sports fan, because you got the NHL playoffs, you got Kobe's final game, you got the Golden State Warriors, and there's chase of the 73rd win, but if I have to stack them all in terms of which one deserves your attention, which one deserves your time, I think it's really easy. It's the Golden State Warriors chasing 73. And, of course, really it all comes down to which game is the most meaningful. That's always the question you have to ask, because no one wants their time to be wasted. We're too smart. We work too hard to waste our time on something that doesn't deserve our time. And I have no problem saying that Kobe's final game doesn't deserve our time. It really doesn't. We've seen the career. We've seen the good moments. Tonight will not be one of them. Golden State will provide us a moment that will last forever. And when it's all said and done, you can't waste your time. You got to spend it on things that are worthy of your time. And Golden State tonight is certainly worthy of that. But until then, Jersey, Joe Archino, here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino. And I'll see everybody next time.